Okay, so again, test is going to be Thursday of this week. Say, question number 1. They give us, is this point, now it says, is this the solution to the system? If the answer is yes, and I don't know yet, if the answer is yes or the answer is no, whatever it is, if you simply put yes or you simply put no and you guess right, you're not going to get hardly any credit. You need to show me why it is or why it isn't. Okay? Yes, sir.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Guys, it's 7th hour. You don't have a pencil the entire day?
I have had a pencil all hour.
Yeah, come to class prepared.
What number is that? Is that like a 10y or a...
What's that?
What number is that? It's like 10y or...
Yeah, 2x minus 10y is 4. Is that what you're like? Yep.
Yeah, 2x.
So x minus y equals 6. And they give us 2x minus 10y equals 4. They want to know they're not asking what is the solution. They just want to know, is this the solution? So how are we going to check to see if it's the solution?
Plug it in.
Into which one?
Both.
Both. And it needs to be true for which of them? Both. So if I plug them in, I'm going to show all my, you should be able to do this in your head. If I plug in 8, 2, is 8 minus 2, 6?
I know.
Yes. I'm going to actually show my work though. 8 minus 2 equals 6. Yes. So is that the solution?
No.
Well,
You don't know
we don't
yet.
know yet, okay? Now what if you plug it in the first one and the first one's not true? Do you have to plug?
Wrong.
Then you say no. You don't need to plug it into both then. So 2 times what? What's the x value?
8.
8.
How are you getting this?
What do you mean?
10 minus
I just zoned out.
10 times.
X and y, you plugged in 8 and 2.
So you make the 8.
We made x 8. This is the x, this is the y.
And
8 minus 2 is 6. That's true.
Mhm.
Now the same here. 2 times what's the x value? 8. Minus 10 times what's the y value? 2. Equals 4. We're just plugging in 8 and 2 here. That's all we're doing. So let's clean this up. 2 times 8 is 16. Minus 10 times 2 is 20. 16 minus 20 is 4. Is it 4?
No.
You said what?
Negative
So is that true?
4. No.
No.
No. So is that the solution? Now be careful. There is a solution. It's just not that. They're not asking what is the solution. They're saying, is that the solution? Is that? And you say, no, it's not. And again, on the test, if you're like, I don't know, I'm just going to put down no. Well, the answer is no. But if that's all you put is no, on a 5-point question, I might give you 1. I'm more
What?
interested in the work
It's
than
still
the answer.
right though.
You got to tell me why it is, though. Okay, that's not good enough. And when I write it on the test, it'll say show why it's the solution or not. If you just say it is, that's not good enough. Number 2. Okay, solve by graphing. Why do we do this? What's that?
Never mind.
You sure? Okay. Y equals negative x plus 4. And y equals 2x minus 8. Now, for students that weren't in my class until last week, okay, it says indicate the solution. We'll talk about that here in a second, okay? I might teach things a little bit different than the way Miss Adams does, but you're in my class now, so you got to do it the way I want you to do it here, okay? So first off, they want you to graph these. What number's in front of this x? Negative what? 1 over what?
1.
And 2 is 2 over 1. Let's graph this first one. So how do I graph the first one? I go
Rise one.
up 4. You always look at the y-intercept first. Then from there, I
Down 1.
down 1 and
Over 1. Right.
over to the right one. And draw a line. The second one, how are we going to graph the second one? We're going to go negative 8 says go
myself. I'm not relying on their answers.
down 8. Slope is 2 over 1, so we rise 2 and run 1. Don't make this harder than it is. Indicate the solution. How do I want you to indicate the solution? What is the solution?
We don't know.
So you know how you indicate it? Don't blink. That's all you got to do. Circle where they cross. I don't care what it looks like the numbers are. You just need to circle it. Indicate means circle where they cross. So if I graph this line and this line, is that the solution? Is this the solution?
No.
That is. You just have to circle it. Okay? That's all you got to do. Okay? Bless you. You just want to show me that you understand that the solution is where they cross. Okay? So far, the first 2 questions, all we do is plug them in, see if it's true. Second one, we graph both of them and see where they cross. Okay, number 3. Solve this algebraically. X equals 16 minus 4y. 3x plus 4y equals 8. Right? Okay? Before we actually start this, I'm going to be right up front with you. There's a lot in this chapter, okay? And there's quite a few students in this class that are very sharp. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't study a little bit for this test, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be, there's some very sharp students in this class that with as much material that's on this test, if you don't study it all, it's not gonna be pretty. I mean,
Okay,
right in
I'll
front of you.
actually study comparatively to every single other test I've ever taken in my entire life.
Okay, now, when we look at this one, we've learned two methods to solving. We've learned substitution and elimination. We use substitution, remember, when you know one of the variables. Do we know what x is, or do we know what y is? X is what?
16 minus 4y.
This says x is 16 minus 4y. So I'm going to rewrite the bottom equation, but wherever I see an x, plug in what?
16 minus 4y.
And plug it in parentheses. So 3, oh, there's an x. Do I write the x?
No,
No, I write what?
16 minus 4y.
16 minus 4y plus what? 4y equals.
8.
What calculating did I just do?
None.
None. I simply plugged in what x is. And we can simplify this by distributing. 3 times 16 is 48, minus 3 times 4 is 12y, plus 4y is 8. 3 times 16 is 48, 3 times 4 is 12y.
But then you can add.
Can I combine anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Negative 12, watch your negatives, and positive 4 is negative 8y. What else is still there? 48.
Y.
Now what do we get rid of, the 48 or the 8?
48.
Why?
Y there
So
way.
minus the 48. These cancel, we're left with, watch your negatives, negative 8y. 8 minus 48 is negative 40. You can use calculators on this test. You cannot use cell phones. Cell phones have to be put away. Okay? On tests, they have to be put away.
5.
Divide by negative 8, and you get y equals 5. Any question on that one? Very good, we're not done. How come?
We don't know what x
We don't know what x is. Now, you might say, yeah, we do. X is this. I need it as a number, okay?
But now you
Which of
plug
these
in-
do I have to use to find out x? Does it matter? I'm gonna use the top one. X is 16 minus 4y, but what do we now know?
Well,
Y
we
is
now know
five.
Y is 5. So x is 16 minus 4 times 5. Okay, yes, sir?
Are you recording this so I can go back and
Mhm.
watch it later?
It's on right now. I just recorded you asking if I'm recording this. Okay,
Can you,
so,
do you know how to edit?
no, I don't edit them.
You don't care about that.
I can be your personal editor.
That's good. I'm fine. We're good.
When?
Math.
When?
I don't need to make any
What?
editing. I'm
When?
perfect. So, 16 minus
When can I
20
do
is
it?
When
negative
did I-
4. Now, here's the deal. I have no problem if you leave your answer like this. This is fine. You leave it like this, perfect answer. If you want to write them as a point, that's fine, but you better put them in the right order. Is it 5, negative 4, or negative 4, 5? X comes before Y. You don't have to write them as a point. But if you do write them as a point, you gotta put them in the right order, okay? I don't wanna mark you wrong, but I'd have to. It's not the right answer, okay? Number 4. I truly think the beginning of this test is tougher than the end, okay? I think once we get on the back, when you get to like questions number 12 or 10 through 16, it gets a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4. Negative 5x plus 3y equals 51. Y equals 10x minus 8. We literally just did this question.
Yeah,
Okay.
know.
We know what y is. Y is what?
10x minus 8.
So I'm going to rewrite the top equation, but when I get to the y, plug in what?
10x minus
So negative 5x plus 3, oh, there's a y, parentheses, 10x minus 8 equals 51. We know that y is 10x minus 8, so I rewrote the top equation, but instead of y, I plugged in what y is, 10x minus 8. Now what?
Distribute.
Distribute what?
3.
3. So negative 5x, 3 times 10 is 30x, 3 times 8 is 24. 51. Now what?
Wait,
You combine
combine
like
together.
terms.
Negative 5 and 30 is 25x.
Minus 24.
Now what?
Minus 24.
It says minus 24. Please don't do that.
On both sides.
It says minus 24 though.
Oh,
You know,
you're
my
gonna
camera
add
has-
Still doing it.
Cameron.
Please stop doing that. Okay, plus 24. Okay. These cancel. We're left with 25x equals 24 is 51 is 75. Divide by 25. Divide by 25. X is, how many quarters and 75 cents? 3. We done?
No.
We have to find out what y is. It doesn't matter which one we use. I'm going to use the bottom one. Y is 10x minus 8.
So you plug in X.
Plug in what for x?
3.
What I'm thinking
Why didn't we
is-
plug in 3 for x at the beginning? Why didn't we do
Yeah,
that?
no,
We didn't know. What was your question?
What it's making me think is you have your 10x, then you minus 8 from the 10x, so it's negative 2x.
Well, but you can't combine those. If it was 10x minus 8x, but that's not
how
an x.
it goes in my brain.
But it's not. There's no x there. You can only put them together, they're the same one. So,
When I don't know a math problem, that's how I do it.
so we plug in, what do we plug in? 3. So y equals 10 times 3 minus 8, which is 30 minus 8, which is,
24.
y is 22. Is it okay to leave your answer like that?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
But X.
If you want to write it as a point, it's a point 3 comma 22.
X, Y.
Notice, the answers are coming out nice and pretty. No fractions, no decimals. On the test, are they going to come out nice and pretty then?
Yes.
There's no surprises, guys. If you're doing these on the test, you're getting answers like 3/19 and 0.748.
Probably not
You-
bad.
Not probably not, you messed up. They're going to come out nice, okay?
Yeah, you messed up.
So if you're getting weird answers, you screwed up. And I'll be honest with you, I have no problem, even on test day, if a student's like, I made a mistake here, and I can look at it, and I might say, well, where'd that come from? Now, if a student comes up to me and says, yeah, how do you do this problem? I'd be like, sit down, okay? But if you work through a problem and you can't find that you made a mistake somewhere, you just can't tell what it is, I have no problem working with you a little bit. X plus 2y equals 13. Negative x plus y. Are we going to use substitution on this one? We did the first two. No, why?
Because there's no answer. I mean, there's
Do you know what y is?
X, no.
Do you know what x is?
Either of them.
You don't know either one of them. So we're going to use elimination,
Yeah.
okay? And when we add them up, it's been a while since we did this. It's been a couple weeks. What's going to go away right now in my,
X.
the x's? X and negative, we add.
Oh,
We add them up.
Cancel.
These add up to nothing. These add up to what?
3.
3y. These add up to,
18.
then what?
Divided by 3.
And what's 6?
Y equals what?
Done?
No, I have to find X.
We gotta find x. I'm gonna use the top one. It doesn't matter. Plug in 6 for y. X plus 2 times 6 is 13. X plus 12 is 13. X is 13 minus 12. So the answer is 6, 1. Very good. It's not 6, 1, it's 1, 6. You don't have to write it like that, but if you do, you gotta put them in the right order. X comes before y. Number 6. Go and write that one down while I answer the phone. Hello? Emergency, we're reviewing for a test of the ads on Thursday. Okay, yep, you can let. MDR, you need to go to the office. Okay, number 6. Okay, x plus y is 2, and 2x plus 7y equals 9. Okay, are we going to use substitution on this one? Do we know x or y?
No.
No. Do you want to add them up right now?
No.
Why? I agree, we shouldn't.
No.
Because
Nothing's going to cancel, okay? Nothing cancels. Now, we need to do something then to cancel either the x or the y.
Just pull it out of the wall.
All right, Caleb. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay, so you're there. Yep, come on. Shakira, your
How
mom's
do I
gonna pick
call
you
it?
up.
Oh my goodness!
I looked right at
This
it.
makes me so mad.
Here's what you need to do. You need to bring that home with you and watch my video and everything, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear yourself yell.
So,
Oh my god.
we need to either get rid of the x's or the y's. It doesn't matter. If I want to get rid of the x's, that's a 2x. I'd love for that to be a what?
Negative.
So I got to times the top by
Negative.
-2. What if I want to get rid of the y's? If that's a 7, I'd like that to be a
Negative.
I times by -7. It doesn't matter, okay?
Wait, so since you already have that, sir, okay,
You sure?
yeah.
Okay, times by -2, so -2x, -2y. Don't forget to times that by -2. I'm gonna rewrite this second one. 2x plus 7y is 9.
I like that I put that.
Does it matter if you put the X before the Y?
What do you mean, like, when you
Or
put?
the Y before the X?
Usually they put x, it's just easy, be consistent is what I would do,
Okay.
okay? Because otherwise, if you had your x here and your y here, and had them switched on the other one, you might be adding up unlike terms, and that's, gotta be careful on that. Now the x's cancel. The y's add up to 5y, -4 and 9 add up to 5, we divide by 5, y is 5 divided by 5, which is 1. Tricked you twice, okay, are we done?
No.
We gotta find x. We actually have 3 equations we can choose. I'm gonna use the top one. You can do this one in your head. X plus y is 2. They add up to 2. If y is 1,
One.
I'm gonna actually show my work here though. X plus y is 2. Y is 1.
2 divided by 2.
So x plus 1 is 2. It's minus 1. X is 1. On the back. Okay, number 7. All right, so we have 4x minus 3y equals 8 and -11. 5x minus 2y. Okay, so you want to add them up right now? Nothing's going to. You could. It wouldn't hurt, but it wouldn't help either. Okay. We need to get rid of the x or the y. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the x's. So 4 and 5, we ask ourselves, what do 4 and 5 both go into? 20. How do you turn a 4 into a 20?
Times by 5. -5.
Hold that thought. How do you make a 5 into a 20?
4.
Now, if I do that, I'm going to get 20 and 20. Do I want 20 and 20?
Negative.
So what do I got to do?
Make one of them a negative.
Which one?
It doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. I'm going to make the bottom one negative.
Okay.
So the top one is going to be 20x minus 15y equals 40. Don't forget to times the 8 by 5. Times the bottom by -4. Times 5 is -20x. -4 times -2 is positive 8y. Equals -4 times -11 is positive 44. Add them up. The x's go away. The y's add up to -7y. 40 and 44 is 84. Divide by -7, you get y is -12.
X.
We still have to find x. How are we going to do that? How many equations do we have to choose from?
3.
Keep looking, we actually have 4. We have our original first 2 and our new 2. I'm going to use top one. I almost never use these. 4x minus 3y is 8. What do we now know? Y is -12. So 4x minus 3 times -12 is 8.
No, 36.
Positive 36. 4x plus 36, -3 times -12 is positive 36. Subtract 36 to each side. 4x is 8 minus 36, which is -28. Divide 4,
8. Makes 7.
-7. So -7, -12, if you want to write it as a point. Number 8. Number 8 and 9 you'll like.
Wait a second.
What's 8?
They cancel.
Well, can we use substitution here?
No.
Do we know x or do we know what y is?
No, we know why it is.
We know what y is. Y is a couple of things. And the terminology I use, and I'm sure Mrs. Adams doesn't use, and that's really okay. The way I say it is this: if y equals trash and y equals garbage, what else can we say?
They equal the same thing.
So what equals what?
Trash
Trash equals garbage. K was trash? Somebody wants to fail this test. Okay, if y equals trash and y equals garbage, trash equals garbage. So trash is -6x minus 8. Garbage is -6x plus 7.
Dog water equals
Okay.
KO.
So we want to get we usually get rid of the smaller x. In this case, they're the same. If I add 6x to each side, I didn't get x by itself. They cancel. -8, these cancel equals 7. Anybody got a problem with that?
No solution.
When does -8 equal to positive
Never.
7? Never. So the answer is,
No selection.
and you need to write that, no solution. There's no answer to that. I would have accepted another answer.
Which one?
If I graph this, you didn't have to show any math, but you could have done this. You could have said there's no solution because, what's the slope of this line?
They're both
Negative
they have the
6.
same slope.
And if they're the same slope, they're what?
What?
They're never gonna cross, they're parallel. You could have said that in words. You could have said, there's no solution, they have the same slope, they're never gonna cross. You could have done that
Like on the test.
on the test. If you just say no solution, that's it. That's not good enough. But you could have said there's no solution, because they have the same, you better say no solution, I better see these words.
No
No
solution,
solution,
they're
same slope, parallel, or don't touch. You better say they have the same slope, and you better say either parallel or they don't touch. Okay?
Now you gotta make sure they're actually.
Number 9. Number 9 is not any harder. 4x plus 4y is -8. -2x minus 2y is 4. Okay, we're going to use substitution on this one?
No.
No. Elimination. Do you want to add them up right now?
Yes.
Anything going to cancel?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What's going to cancel?
Wait, no.
Nothing cancels. So pick.
Shoot.
I'm going to get rid of the x's. This is 4. I would love for that to be a -4.
Times by 2.
Times everything here by 2. If I do that,
Hold up. Everything cancels.
well, hold that thought. 2 times -2 is -4x. 2 times -2 is -4y. 2 times 4 is 8. I'm going to recopy this first equation. 4x plus 4y is -8. The x's cancel,
Wash cancel.
so do the y's. So 0 equals,
0.
now if it says 0 equals 10, that's never true. There's no solution. When is 0 equal to 0?
Always.
Always. So is there solutions?
Yeah.
Infinite solutions. If I graph this line, where would that line be?
Right on top.
Right on top of it. Right on top. Okay?
10.
Number 10. Let's do a quick, easy one. Number 10.
Wait.
What's that? Is this a solution to the inequalities? Number 10. Is the point 2, 3 a solution to 3x plus 4y bigger than 30? How are we going to check to see if it's a solution? Plug it in. So, Ross, you're up. 3 times, what's the x value here?
Huh?
What's the x value?
It is. It's 2.
2.
Yes.
Plus 5 times, what's the y value?
5. Oh no, 3.
3. All we did is plug in x and y, 2 and 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 plus 15 is 21. You gotta know what this says, guys. 21 is what, 30?
Bigger.
Less.
Big, well, what does it say?
It's bigger.
More than.
And 21 is bigger than 30?
No.
So what do we say?
No solution.
Well, no, that's not a solution. They're asking, is that part of the solution? You say no. You say no because when you plug it in, it's not true.
I've been using your trick. It looks like an L whenever it's.
What looks
not
like an
that
L?
one, but
Oh,
whenever it's
the other one?
flipped, It looks like an L.
As long as it works, okay? All right, they give you this right here. You gotta be able to plot points. This is a very easy one if you can plot points, okay? They ask, is the point 1, 4 the solution?
Yes.
In 4 words, who can tell me where the point 1, 4 is? And don't say over.
Up 1,
Up
over
1,
4.
When you plot points, you go what directions first? Left and right, then up and down.
4 and.
No. We're not talking slope, we're talking plotting points. You always go left. That's what's tricky. Slope, you rise up and down, then you run. Points, you go back and forth, then up and down. So, what's that one tell you to do? Go what?
Go
What-
over
Over which way?
Right.
Right.
Left or right? Which is it?
Right.
How come right?
Because it's not.
Right one and then what?
Oh.
Is that?
No.
Why?
It's not in the
It's
shade.
It's not in the shaded region. Now, if you think it's right 4 and up 1, your answer would have been what?
Yes.
Yes, it would have been, but that's not what it is. You gotta be able to plot points. You might wanna make a note to yourself, when you're plotting points, you go what directions first? Left to right, then up, down. Okay? It's not in the shaded region, okay? So this says, is it? And you say, no, it's not shaded in, not in shaded region. No, it's not in the shaded area. 12.
Can I get a drink?
Let's wait till we're done. We're almost done here. Okay, this one should be a real simple. The main difference, and I just gave it to you on number 11, when you're graphing inequalities, what's the main difference in what our graphs look like? One word. And the word's on the board. I just wrote it. It's the last thing I wrote.
Shaded.
You shade, okay? So, who could tell me in 2 words, where is X for?
It is 4 over.
Which way?
Right.
Right.
Then do I draw it on the axis or across it?
On the axis.
On it?
Across. If it was on it, you wouldn't see it, okay? Solid or dotted? I heard solid and dotted. Which
Line.
there's a line, so you make a
it's
line.
solid.
Ooh, try to hit the dot.
I mean,
And then I
guess you
shade
did
where?
it.
X is, what does that say?
Bigger than.
Left or right? Bigger? The left? Get bigger to the right. Is that a wavy line? Is that what that is?
No, it's shaded in.
It's all shaded in. You don't need to,
Everything to the
I
right.
just don't feel like using up my entire marker on it. Where's y negative 2? Do I draw it on it or across it?
Cross.
Solid or dotted?
Dotted.
Y, 2 words. No line. Do we shade above it or below it?
Below it.
Y is less, below. Shade everything below it. You gotta knock those out, guys. Those are easy ones.
This one's gonna be fun.
Okay, 14. This one's not any harder as long as you remember how to graph lines.
1, 1. Not 1.
Okay, this one's is gonna be diagonal because you have X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
Only X, only Y, either vertical or horizontal. This is gonna be diagonal. First 2 words, how do you graph this thing?
Up 1.
Up 1. From there,
Left 2.
we rise, negative 2.
Wait, what?
Down 2. We're using slope now. We're not plotting points. We're using the slope. Rise, negative 2. Which way?
Right.
Right 3. Rise, negative 2. Run, positive 3. Solid or dotted?
Dotted.
Dotted, no line. And this is Y is what? Above or below?
Below. Above.
Think of it as like a thermometer. As the temperature rises, the numbers get bigger, 50 degrees, 60 degrees, 70 degrees, okay? 2 more. 15 is 4, negative 3, a solution to the system. This is no different than what we did earlier. What are we gonna do?
Plug in 4.
Which one, into which one?
Both.
Both. Let's do the first one. The Y value, you're still up, Ross. You're up again here.
What?
What's the Y value here?
Negative.
4.
No.
-3.
Negative 3. What's the X value?
4.
So negative 4 plus 1. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. You gotta be careful on this one.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that a
that
true
should be-
statement?
It should be 3. Oh, yep, negative.
Yes.
I got it now.
Now, what if it said this? Is negative 3 less than negative 3? No, but is it less than or equal to negative 3?
Yeah.
Yes, so is that the solution? Careful, is this problem done? Why?
And the other
We
equation.
gotta do the other one. So y is less than or equal to 5x minus 2. The y value, you're up again, Ross, what's the y value?
-3.
Negative 3. So less than or equal to 5 times, what's the x value?
24.
4. Okay. Negative 3 is less than or equal to 5 times 4 is 20. Minus 2 is 18. Negative 3 is less than or equal to 18?
No.
It's more than 18? Negative 3 is more than 18?
Oh,
So is that the solution?
Yes.
Why?
Because they both are this.
They're both true.
Yes.
So yes. Because they're both true. Now again, what if you plug it in the first one, the first one's false?
Then it's not.
Do you need to plug it in the second one?
No.
You don't have to. You can. You don't have to though. It's got to be true for both. If it's not true for the first, it can't be true for both. Last one. Okay, and put these side by side. Negative 3x plus 2. Make negative 3 a fraction over what? 1. Okay? All right, let's graph these on the same one. This is what we were doing last week. We're going to do what on the first one? Go -1 tells you to go down 1 and put a dot. Then we're going to rise 2 and run 5. Up to, write 5. Solid or dotted on this first one?
Solid.
Dotted, why?
Dotted.
There's no line. Dotted. And I'm not going to do it yet, but if I was to shade it, I would shade where? Above it or below it? It says y is bigger above. I'm going to write the word above. So if I was to shade it, I'd shade above it. It'd be nice if we had like colored pencils. We'd shade it with red, and then we'd shade the other one with green, and wherever they overlap. That's what. This one we're going to go up 2, down 3, and right 1. Solid or dotted on the second one? Solid, why? It has a line. Okay? And that says y is less than, where? Above or below? So if we're shading above this, but below that, where do we shade both times? Here?
No.
Here?
Yes.
Okay. Probably shouldn't do this when I put somebody on the spot right here, okay? Melania, I want you to be honest. You gonna study for this a little bit? Huh? Probably? Okay. Not at all? Okay. She has an A. She's had an A plus the entire year, okay, for the most part. But my point though is this. I think pretty much everybody in here study, I think a little bit, okay? Some of you need to study even more than that, okay?
Me?
So, okay. All right. So tomorrow, what are you going to do tomorrow when you come into class? Tomorrow's not a free day by any means. I'm going to hand you a clean sheet of this, and I want you to pretend it's the test.
Alright.
It'll tell you what you need to study tomorrow night and Wednesday. Okay?